Oh, I thought you were gonna.
No. Keep it rolling, baby.
Hey guys, XM Eric here, and today I am with my deck profile for the Kissimmee event. I ended up getting second place. Here's the beautiful map. I was playing Blizz Tricks Eyewooly, and I'm gonna go through my deck list here in a second and talk a little bit about some of the games that I had. So just getting started, we have 1, 2, 3 Narpoon, very basic, such as any 1 Spirit Frost, just good for consistency. I mostly use this to search an Infrostrix that you'll see later, just very good in those late game scenarios where you can bring back some of the other pieces in the deck. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 Brummelinks. Really great starter here. Allows you to search the stadium or a blizzard, and that can get a lot of your plays moving pretty quickly. Moving on, we've got the first thing. We've got the 3 Catarant and the 3 Eyewooly. This is the best thing in the deck. The Blizz stuff is very good, but the Catarant is better than Snowlit. It's a 2/4 and it foretells, which is a lot better because you're constantly stacking your deck. I was able to see Rise from the Ashes a lot because I was stacking my deck in such a way that I would draw it the next turn if I wasn't seeing the Eyewooly. And obviously the Eyewooly is the best piece of flooding the board that this deck could have possibly gotten instead of the Seersaur. There's many such cases where like an Eyewooly hits like another Catarant or another Brummelinks and you're just getting infinite advantage from that point. So then moving on from that, we've got the 1, 2, 3 Snowlit, the 1, 2, 3 Asprowl, and the 1, 2 Blizz Tricks. Very kind of standard stuff here. This hasn't changed from any Blizz in the past. You always want these to kind of be a little bit less, obviously, because you don't want to draw them. And the Asprowls are just good bodies that you can kind of ascend into if you need to. So moving on from that, we've got the triple Seersaur that you're always going to want to mill off of the Snowlits. You can also dump it off of the Catarant, which is always good as a turn 1 play if you don't see the Eyewooly. That way you just got a 2/4 though for Trails and a big 4/6 that's going to be a good body on the field, especially if you've got like a Blizz in hand. That way you can just descend into it at any point.
Do you think we should ever go under 3 at risk of bricking, or do you think it's worth the 3?
3, I like 3. I did side out of 1 every once in a while, just when I needed to find space for other stuff. And the reason why is because this is like probably the worst card in the deck, simply from the fact that like you would rather like sometimes see other like tech cards going into certain matchups, but going first, it's completely fine to just like set up like this as a board and just kind of pass, especially with like if you have any back row. So going down to 2 is not really that bad, but keep it a 3 in the main, I think is definitely worth it. Then we've got the 3 Tadflow and 1 Infrostrix. These are kind of the some of the payoffs, especially because we're running so many Ascensions. The Tadflow is another way to get to Eyewooly turn 1, which is what you want to be doing because this, once again, gets you infinite advantage. So just turn 1 Tadflow plus Eyewooly is amazing. Late game, Infrostrix comes up a lot more. If they've beat over Catarant, if they've got rid of Snowlit, if they've got rid of Brummelinks, you can Infrostrix, bring 1 back, either search or foretell or whatever, and then ascend into something else, which is very helpful in those late game scenarios. And that's kind of what the Narpoon is very good at, is just bring back a Snowlit, or like Narpoon, search Infrostrix, bring back a Snowlit, mill 3, and after you've been deck thinning the whole time, that Snowlit mill 3 is going to hit a lot harder. Then we've got the one of Morlith. good card. It felt very mediocre this time, and the reason is because a lot of people were filling their graveyard a lot faster with cards like Solar Burst, Lockagon, pitching foamies and stuff like that. And then I didn't play against Thunder, but Amp Pumps obviously killed Morlith dead on the spot, so it was fine. But this is really to support this package, the Blizz trick stuff, and it feels a lot worse because this is just much better. Then we've got some of the other one-ofs. We've got the one of Rise and the one of Laurels. Obviously, Rise is a phenomenal card and should be gone because it's too good. It won me probably half of my games. Stacking off of a Catarant just meant that at any point, if I milled Blizz, I just had Blizz. And then Laurels is very good at clearing some sticky board situations. If they go Magnaros, you can just kill the Aphoros and then, Snowlit attack over the Magnaros. So it's small stuff like that. Or kill a Lockagon if they've just got the 2 locks on field. This deck is low on removal. It's only got those 3 pieces of removal. Usually you can get around it, but it's good to have that one extra piece, especially when you can't fit in Earthquake because the spirit cost is too much. Then we've got the Brumlinks targets. We've got the one of Boreas and the 3 Blizzard. I thought about doing 2 and 2. I don't think it's wrong. I probably wanted the second one at a bunch of different points, but it really just depends. I think drawing this card turn 1 is phenomenal. You'll see later, but I didn't side a second one, and that is the one change that I would have made to this list, is siding a second one, which I thought about and forgot. So then we've got the counter rune lineup, which is just the 3 shield and the 3 Gorgons. Obviously pretty much staples. PTA is fine, but this is a lot more, I think, impactful into a lot of decks. And this saves your spirit a lot. Your spirits a lot more than PTA will. So that is it for the main deck. Let me get this all back up. And now we've got the spirit deck over here. It's pretty standard. It is 16 frost spirits. It's a lot because you need a lot. This deck is very expensive, especially if you're going Tadflow, if you're going Frostrix. You're going to be expending your spirits a lot. If you're going Rise, bring back Blizz, that's 6 spirits right there. So you're going to want as many as you possibly can, which is why you can't really fit in anything other than that. I know, previously people played Astrabbit. There's no space now, especially Catarant kind of fills that spot, and there's no space here to put in the Thunder Spirits anymore. Other than that, we've got 2 water, 2 winds. If I mulligan, I'm taking one of these, and one of any of these and one of the frosts. You don't need this many, but it is, since you can kind of cut down on frost, you can just play 2 and 2, and it's good. You can, and then you can expend them early if you need to. Moving on, we've got the side deck. Now, I was playing 1, 2, 3 Cryoblast. I was kind of iffy on this before I went in, and then I very much liked it. I didn't bring it in a whole lot, but I should have, against a lot more of those Solar Tornadian decks. This was very, very good going into Royal Ottle, Nebuleo, Tornadian / Windgen. Very, very solid into that. And I wish that I would have brought it in more. So moving on, we've then got the 2 P-Box and the 2 Spoiled Fruits. This is for Lock, pretty unsurprisingly. I feel like I never really saw those. The P-Boxes came up a few times, but weren't anything crazy. Unfortunately, Lock had a lot of things that I couldn't really play around, but these were helpful when like shields and the whiteouts aren't really going to do anything because lock's always just going to go for the back row. So stopping it before that is kind of what you need. So that's what those are for. We've got the infamous, the 2 chariot ride. I sided this in twice the whole tournament. Once in round 8 because my opponent was setting all of the cards in their hand. And I was like, I don't want to have to worry about that. I don't think I ever saw it or activated it. The only time I activated it was in my feature match against Josh on day 2, and it won me the match instantly. And it was very, very game ending. And I wish that I would have sided this more in against Solar. Those removal spells and those consistency spells that they're playing need to be stopped. Obviously, you've got Temple into Nova Core, you've got the Solar Burst, Resting Earthquake, all of those cards. And if I can protect my board for a turn, I win the game. So using this defensively instead of offensively really seals the deck, and that's what ended up happening to Bean Soldier on that day too. Then we've got 2 Tsunami. I never sided in. This could be anything, honestly. I never needed it. I don't know what I would side it in, I'll be honest.
Why did you choose Tsunami for the side for this event?
Tsunami isn't a bad card, and I think that there are some decks that probably would hate it. Thunder being one of them. I could definitely see this going into like, amp up stuff like a Volta 2, right? So this is another card that kind of plays around with that. But I didn't see Thunder at all. I played 5 Solar instead. So
yippee!
Woo, yeah! And then we have the 3 Dense Fog and the 1 Owloon for it. I like this card. I think it did well. I don't know about 3. I could maybe cut 1. 3 is good for the consistency, especially because I'm milling a bunch. So I often milled some of these, but I also had many games where I had 2, and I went, oh, I don't play Amberta, so this does nothing. But it was good. It helped win me my match to enter semifinals. It helped my match in semifinals, I should say, against Locke. Really big Lockagon. Dense Fog, really small Lockagon. Yeah, that's the whole deck. The deck is crazy. I had people saying beforehand that they didn't think that the Eyewooly stuff was that good, or that the deck really felt more consistent at all. And while it's not as consistent as some decks like Celestia or Lockagon, who just kind of thrive off of that consistency, Catarant is a custom card, pretty much. So it's ridiculous. Foretell 4 is a lot. Like, legitimately, Foretell 4 is a lot. And then, hitting Eyewooly turn 1 is game ending. And I had my match against Bo in round 4. Game 1, I land Catarant, I mill 4, I don't see anything, I set like 2 back row, they go like Pelly, set a back row pass, I go into Eyewooly, flood the whole field, and then they scooped, and it took 2 minutes for that game to end, which was ridiculous. So yeah, the deck is crazy. The only, I lost to Celestial, which I think is the best counter to this deck. I think it's just as explosive, and I think that is a detriment to it, to this deck, because you don't get to thrive off of being more explosive than your opponent. And then I lost to Locke in finals against Evo Vamp. Good player, playing some weird options, which caught me off guard. And then in the game 3, I kept a bad hand after I had already mulliganed, so I felt that I didn't want to keep being expensive, so I kept it, even though I should have shouldn't have. It was like 2 Infrostrix, or sorry, it was 2 Asprowl Infrostrix, and I didn't draw anything for turn, and then I do expend a draw, and it kind of lost me the game there, which was unfortunate. But you know, you live and you learn. You learn to mulligan a little bit harder next time. You know, always room to improve, and we always hit. I mean, my mills were crazy. Seeing Rise from the Ashes was crazy. Yeah, no, this deck is very, very good, and I'm excited to see where it goes and how, if people play it in the premiere coming up this weekend. So thank you, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to
I got 335 and change.
Everyone tell Kier how awesome they are and how sexy and cool they are.
True. Talk about how cool Catarant is. It's such a
Dude.
cool card.
No, this deck rocks. We've been doing testing on it, and yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
thank you, Kier. Congratulations on your 2nd place finish.
Thank you.